typical day in the life of Deutsche today, Aaron. This morning, shares down almost 4%. Now they're up by 3.3%. Where are we in this DOJ investigation?
I think we're in this stage where everyone has a lot of jitters. Everyone's waiting. When are they going to reach this DOJ settlement? As you saw a couple weeks ago, the DOJ came out with the number 14 billion. That shocked the market. That would be way over what Deutsche Bank has set aside. So now everybody is waiting and watching every body language, every little cough. It's all getting reported because people want to know, are they making progress on the talks or not? And as far as we know, the talks are ongoing. They will continue, but they haven't reached an agreement yet.
We know we've got this, Deutsche has got this $6.2 billion litigation kitty. So what would be a good settlement figure, for Deutsche Bank investors?
Well, I think anything that's far away from the 14 billion would be good. I think we reported, as did others, that they originally, Deutsche Bank, they offered something between 2 and 3 billion before the 14 billion number came out. So I think a lot of people are estimating it might end up somewhere in the middle. One analysis from Bloomberg Industries said that it would be between 4 and 8 billion. So I think anything below kind of 6, 7 billion would be okay, would be accepted. But anything close, anywhere close to 14 billion would be a huge shock, because you got to remember, this isn't the only potential fine that Deutsche Bank is facing. They also have the money laundering issue in Russia as well.
What about the idea, Aaron, that we might have more difficulties to come, whether it's this fine or elsewhere at Deutsche Bank, that, bank stocks are just under pressure in Europe and that's just not going to help?
Yeah, that's right. Look, the environment for all banks is really difficult right now. Interest rates are low, so they're not earning a lot of money on lending. And then the businesses where Deutsche was traditionally very strong, including fixed income, they're not coming back. So I think if you even look beyond the fines, which are the first thing that everyone wants Deutsche Bank to settle, the question is business model. What does Deutsche Bank want to be going forward? How are they going to earn money? And I think the key question is, do they stick to this universal banking model where they offer everything from investment banking to asset management to retail banking, or do they focus on their core, which could be corporate finance, lending, maybe shrink or even let go of the investment bank? These are all the questions that investors are asking, and at the moment there are very little answers.
Aaron, how sure are we that Deutsche Bank has a strategic plan in place that it's sticking with and committed to, and that it won't necessarily change that?
Well, I think at the moment they have not come out with any new announcements in terms of a change to the strategic plan. What they announced before, their CEO was very focused on cost cuts. They've announced something like 9,000 job cuts, as well as looking at certain parts of fixed income that they could probably shrink. But I think people are now wondering, they want something new. They want a fresh overview. And the things that we've heard about, and that others have reported included, do they sell part of asset management or float it?
And do they raise money? I mean, who's interested? We've heard about the Qatar royal family. I mean, are there investors who are interested in, giving them money if necessary?
That's right. I mean, the CEO came out just recently and said he's not planning a capital increase or does not want state aid recently. That said, we and others have reported that they are exploring their options. They're talking to banks. There's been interest from the Qatari side, according to people familiar with the matter. And I think it all comes down to the DOJ fine. If that is really big, bigger than expected, the immediate question afterward will be, are they capitalized enough? Should they raise capital? These are all open-ended questions that we're trying to answer.